Imagine this. Every morning you wake up feeling happy. That work project that's been stressing you out no longer seems like that big of a deal. And even though you haven't really changed your diet or exercise much, you've noticed that your cholesterol levels have gone down. This might sound like some sort of magic, but it's not. In fact, these are just some of the benefits certain people discover when they take inositol. Inositol is a small but potent molecule that is vital for the growth and survival of the cells that make up every tissue and organ in your body. But what's really exciting about inositol is that it can help both your body and mind. Today, I'm going to talk about 3 key benefits that you can get with inositol. Before I dive into what these are, I want you to take a minute and think of someone who could be helped by this video, and then share it with them. Number 1. Your mood may improve. An estimated 3.8% of the global population experience some form of depression. This translates to about 300 million people worldwide. In the U.S., however, this number is much higher. According to research from Johns Hopkins Medicine, a whopping 9.5% of American adults experience some form of depressive illness every single year. Research has shown, however, that inositol supplements may help reduce the symptoms of depression and improve your mood. In fact, scientists have found that some of those with depression have lower levels of inositol in their brains, suggesting that increasing these levels may help. While a direct cause and effect relationship between inositol supplements and depression hasn't been fully confirmed yet, the research that has been done has shown some promising findings. A review published in European Neuropsychopharmacology, for instance, looked at a variety of controlled trials to understand the impact of inositol supplementation on depression. One of the most encouraging trials found that after only 4 weeks, patients taking inositol compared to those taking a placebo were found to have significantly lower levels of depression. Number 2. It can improve metabolic syndrome. Metabolic syndrome refers to a group of conditions that collectively can increase your risk of developing heart disease, diabetes, or stroke. In order to meet the criteria for metabolic syndrome, a patient has to have at least 3 of these conditions: a large waistline, high blood pressure, high blood sugar, high levels of triglycerides, or low levels of HDL, or good cholesterol. Unfortunately, about 1 in 3 adults today have metabolic syndrome, making this a major issue for society. But as you may have already guessed, our friend inositol may be able to help. One study examined 80 women with metabolic syndrome over the course of a year. What they found was that after taking 2 grams of inositol twice per day, this reduced triglyceride levels by, on average, 34%. Furthermore, the women saw a decrease in their total cholesterol levels of 22%. But perhaps the biggest benefit was that 20% of the patients were able to reverse their metabolic syndrome altogether. But the potential benefit of inositol doesn't appear to be exclusively reserved for women with metabolic syndrome. For instance, a review of over 80 studies that was published in the Journal of Traditional and Complementary Medicine found that inositol may be able to benefit those at risk of developing type 2 diabetes and improve lipid profiles, both key criteria for the diagnosis of metabolic syndrome. Number 3, you'll be calmer. While inositol has some promising benefits for those suffering from depression, it may also aid those who suffer from panic attacks. One controlled trial, for instance, looked at the effects of inositol supplementation on 21 patients with panic disorder. Some of these patients also suffered from agoraphobia, or fear of unfamiliar environments. After 4 weeks, those taking inositol experienced not only fewer, but less severe panic attacks. The reported severity of agoraphobia also decreased significantly. Another small study looked at 20 people with panic disorder. The researchers broke the participants into 2 groups: those who took an inositol supplement and those who took an anxiety medication. After only a month, the researchers found that inositol reduced the number of panic attacks per week by 4, compared to the anxiety medication, which reduced the number by 2.4. I will note that the sample sizes in these studies were small, and so further research needs to be completed to establish the effects of inositol on mental health disorders. But the research that is available is promising and already shows some incredible potential benefits. If you enjoyed this, please consider subscribing as we continue to make content to help you live longer, happier, healthier lives.